Hey, what's going on? It's KLA, Cloud the Wanderer. And, on a Thursday afternoon, on Thursday evening, I have a lovely guest. Her name is Michele Kwapis, if I'm pronouncing it,
Kwapis. Yep.
Kwapis. And she's IFBB Pro. She's a women's physique. And, yeah, I stumbled across you couple of interviews with FBB Forum and, all the rage George Page. Yeah,
Yes.
that's how I discovered you. You know, yeah, like how was your interviews? Like how's like branding yourself as a female bodybuilder?
Well, honestly, it's a privilege and an honor to be able to talk to all of you and to be out here on social media and talking about women's physique and women's bodybuilding. Like I've told both of them, I just want to inspire other women despite their age. I'm a master's competitor and started later in life. I didn't start competing until I was 40. So yeah, it's just a great platform to be able to tell women that anything is possible and it's never too late.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen some of your reels and you have a nice physique, yeah, like so how long you been bodybuilding? Like I know you was a dancer at one point
Yes, yes.
and yeah.
Yeah, that's actually I danced from age 2 up and through college, so gosh, until I was 22. And then I kind of just after I graduated and I just wanted to fill that void, so I started teaching group fitness. And I taught group fitness for a long time and I just realized after teaching for so long and after I got married and had some babies, I wanted to really start bodybuilding. So that's kind of really how I got into it. And uh, I feel like group fitness is great, but it just doesn't really transform your physique in the way that really lifting the heavy weights does.
Oh, okay. You said group fitness?
Yeah, I taught group fitness for a long time, like all the like step classes and spinning classes and yoga classes and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay, okay. Like how was the atmosphere? Like was it nice or
Oh, group fitness is community, right? It's kind of like people who go to CrossFit, or you feel like that sense of community and you encourage each other. And so it's very different than bodybuilding, because bodybuilding, you're going in by yourself, right? You don't really have someone there pushing you. As the
right,
instructor for group fitness, I was always the one motivating, right? I mean, even if I was tired, I was the one that's having to push and be energetic and to encourage my participants in my group. So I was kind of like the encourager always, but we always had a really good atmosphere and a really good crowd of people. So I really appreciated everyone in my group fitness. But like I said, bodybuilding is a little bit different because you're kind of doing it solo. I've had a training partner every once in a while, but right now I just train on my own. So I go in and put the headphones in and just get to work.
okay, yeah, like that bodybuilding it's very different. Like not too many people can do that. It's different. Just to understand. What's it about? Like, do you see it as a sport, a lifestyle? Like, how do you see that?
Oh gosh, you know what? Bodybuilding to me is, I think it's part of who I am. I think people who bodybuild and love it like I do, it is really, we're built different, we think different. It becomes a passion, almost, I don't want to say an obsession, but it's all those small things that create the physique that you want. It's just not about the training, it's just not about the workouts. It's so much more than just those things. A lot of people think, oh, bodybuilding is just going to the gym and training and eating a lot of food, but there's so many other layers to it. I mean, there's the mental aspect of it, there's the recovery aspect of it, there's the lifestyle, how you live, how you perceive life, how you take on stress. I mean, it's just there's so many variables to it. And I think people see bodybuilders as, we're kind of superficial and we're just about, transforming our physique. But I think really truly the transformation happens from within. And when you transfer when you transfer form who you are inside, it projects outside.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you your family see, like you're married, I'm assuming. Like you have a
Yeah.
husband. Like how
Yep.
does he see you, transforming into this bodybuilder? I
It,
guess.
I think it's been a transition because when I first started competing the very first time, I just was thinking I was just going to do like one time. Like I just wanted to
Yeah.
try it. And I was like, I really love it. And he's like, okay, like, cause, I think the first time you're doing it, it's a lot of learning and it is, you know, actually we were talking about it the other day. There's a lot of sacrifice you do. When you bodybuild and you have to have a support system. I mean, I remember when I was 40 in my very first show, like, he would have to take care of the kids while I go to the gym and things like that. So you really do need someone who supports you in it. And they're very selfless, like, right? They're giving their time to help you do something that's pretty, you're doing it by yourself a lot of the time. But he's encouraging and supportive. And yeah, I mean, he goes to all my shows and my kids are, very supportive as well. So it makes it much easier when you have a great support system.
Yeah, yeah. Let me show like the viewers your video. This is you on stage, Matt, the Masters World Championship. Like, what
Yeah.
was that like being on stage? And was there a lot of people there at that show?
Yeah, it was a great show. Gary Udit in Pittsburgh. This is always a really good show. There were 15 competitors in 50 plus in this division, so it was a good class, a really good class. And um, Pittsburgh is always a really good show. Really good competition. I mean, all the women looked amazing, every one of them. So yeah,
Yeah, but
this
you
is
look
my
amazing.
Oh, thank you. This is the night routine. The top five get to do
Yeah.
their night routine to music. So this is I placed second at the show. So I was
Okay.
able to do my evening routine that you choreograph to music. So yeah.
Yeah. Why you was placed second, if you don't mind me asking?
I placed second. I got feedback from the judges. They said that they loved my conditioning. They loved my presentation, all of that. They just said, I'm a taller athlete. I'm 5'7". I just need to fill out more. They said, the woman who took first, she was probably 5 inches shorter than me. He basically said, we want your muscles bubblier, Michelle. So I was like, okay, I get you. So more size, more fullness to my muscles. So that's what he said was the deciding factor. So,
You think you could grow that much amount of muscle? Like, I don't know.
I think so. I mean, I just started prep for the Chicago Pro Masters. So we're 17 weeks out. So we'll see, right? I mean, I'm gonna work as hard as I can. So uh I believe in myself. I believe in my coach. So I think you have to have that fine line between fullness and conditioning, right? I mean, sometimes judges prefer more fuller, more conditioned. So this sport is subjective. And I think every time I go on stage, I just want to beat the person I was the time before. And to me, that's a win, right? I mean, when you get to this level, everyone looks good, right? So, I mean, the judges could prefer a look over someone else, or let's just say your peak didn't go right or something happened and, um, you know, some variable or whatever that was out of your control. I mean, things happen, stress happens, you can't plan for that. So, yeah, I think just sticking to the process, enjoying the process, and just doing what you need to do every single
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. So we got some guests here. So can you see that?
Oh yeah, hey. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. And we got always George Page.
Hey George. Hi.
And he's and you got she's gonna crush it at the Chicago Pro.
Thank you, thank you. I'm gonna give it my best shot. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. He said it's a following a passion. So
Yes.
yeah, yeah. So like, what was like your first show? Like preparing for your first show, when you started out.
The first show, of course, because you don't know what you're really doing, you're just kind of following your coach's plan. Actually, I liked the first show because I didn't have any expectations on myself. I just was doing what I was told to do because I didn't know anything really. So you didn't question anything. You just did the diet, did the cardio, did the training, learned the posing. I think probably the posing is the hardest thing. I started in figure. The posing is really hard, getting those lines and the symmetry and things like that. So the posing was probably challenging, but I enjoyed the process every single day and just seeing your body transform. And I think you just grow mentally too in regards to having, you know, some days are bad, right? And you just are having a bad day, but you need to follow the plan and do exactly what your coach has laid out for you to do. So you just follow through, no excuses. It's like you have to have a hardcore mentality, a lot of grit, and yeah, just an attitude of never giving up.
You know, do you have like a support system, like female bodybuilder friends or anything like that to just
Yeah, I do. I mean, there's not so many here in my community. Like at the gym and stuff, not a lot of bodybuilders, but in my like social media and things like that, I mean, I've connected with a lot of women physique and competitors and women bodybuilders and stuff that are, I mean, everyone is so nice and so loving and so supportive that I mean, you're just like a little family, all of us women, especially when you're competing backstage with people and getting to know them and stuff. It's really they're all so amazing, all the women.
That's good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Well, we could show some more clips of you in action.
Ah,
Yeah, 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 yeah. You have a nice physique. Yeah. So
thanks.
you just want to remain in women's physique. You don't want to move up to no bodybuilding or anything like that. You don't really need to. In my opinion. I think I don't think you need to grow anymore. In my opinion, I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, thank you so much. Gosh, women bodybuilders, they're amazing. I just don't know if I can do that. I mean, at my age, I'm almost 54 to put on muscle. It's challenging, right? I mean, it's not that it can't be done. It just takes time and patience, and I care about my health and my longevity too in this sport. So it's important to me to stay healthy and to have a good off season and to make sure that I stay healthy as well. I mean, I have 3 kids and a husband, and I wanna do everything in a good, healthy way too. So, I like I said, I would love to grow more muscle, but it just takes time.
Yeah, like how long do you stay in the gym? Like because I
Uh,
mean, you have like a lot of clips of you working out. Like, yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. Well, I split my cardio up in the morning, so I like to get up at like 4:45, between 4:30 and 4:45. So I'm kind of at the gym a little after 5, but by 5:30 at least, so I can get my cardio in and then do some sauna and some stretching. I always do that in the morning. I do work full time, so I come home, shower, make my meals, and make sure I'm ready to go because I'm on the road all day for work. So I make sure I have everything packed, ready to go. and then go to work. And then after work, I come back and train whatever is on my agenda for the day. So I
Yeah.
just go 2 a days. I mean, I feel like it's good for me that I don't have to do cardio and training at the same time. And I really do enjoy my cardio in the morning and just getting my mindset for the day and think about things that I want to do. And yeah, I enjoy that. And I've always kind of, yeah, that's kind of just been my structure, is just get up in the morning, do my cardio, and then train after I've had some. I prefer training after I've had like 3 or 4 meals, water, you know what I mean, all that good stuff. It's hard to train. I used to train like first thing in the morning, and I don't I don't know if I could do that anymore. I don't know if it's just the age thing, but I really prefer to have some food in me.
Yeah. What kind of cardio you do? With,
Right now I'm just doing 35 minutes on the elliptical. So like at a heart rate of 130, for like 35 minutes.
yeah.
So it's like, like I don't know, moderate intensity for 35 minutes. So it doesn't, yeah, it's not too stressful. And like I said, it's like a heart rate of 130, between 130 and
Mhm.
135 usually.
Okay. Yeah, you really putting in work. Like, wow. Yeah. You
Yeah,
look like
yeah.
you could be like you could do strong man or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm exaggerating. I don't know. Like you probably, but
You
that'd be too much for you. You 50. You in your 50s now. You 54. You know. You don't want to do all that crazy stuff. So you
Yeah,
know.
actually, I have some really bad knees, to be honest with you.
Mhm.
5 years ago, they told me I have no cartilage in my right or my left knee, and they recommended that I get knee replacements in both, and I just refused to do that. So I've been kind of having to, I don't know, I can still train and do the things that I want to do. It's just that it like loading my knees heavy, like I don't back squat anymore. As you can see, I was belt squatting, and my coach is like, just do what feels good to you, Michelle. So like hack squatting and leg pressing, leg extension, but I don't really back squat anymore. I still like to deadlift. I can do that, but like a lot of like lunges, split squats and stuff. You'll always see me wearing my knee braces. It's because of the stability of my knees. I just don't really have a lot of stability in my knees. So when I do every like things single legged, especially like lunges and stuff, um, yeah, so that kind of holds me back a little bit, but I don't think about what I can't do. I think about what I can do. So instead of thinking about, oh, my knees are bad, I can't do it, I think about, okay, what can I do? And I don't think about my knees being bad. I just feel like they're, you know, older, and I have to just kind of rethink the way I train.
I'm gonna ask you a silly question. Do you like stretch? Because I know you, like you said before, you did yoga or something.
Yeah,
Like, do you still stretch
every
before
day.
you work out?
Every day.
Or,
Every day.
uh,
I feel like mobility, especially as we get older, mobility, flexibility, like you got to keep doing it. I mean, it's something that I love to go to hot yoga. I love to be hot and sweaty and just like get in some deep stretches, like for your glutes, your hips, your inner thighs, your adductors. I mean, all of that, your shoulders, all that mobility stuff. I mean, it's so good for you. And I do it daily. Yeah, I definitely recommend it.
okay. I think your son is a bodybuilder also. I know.
No, he's not.
Okay.
But he could be. I mean, he could be like a hybrid, like power lifter, bodybuilder. He's
Yeah.
probably one of the strongest 22-year-old kids I've ever seen. I mean, he's amazing in the gym. I mean, yeah, I think he just benched like 500 on his bench, like at
Yeah.
22. So
500. That's
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
he's crazy strong. So, he just got good genetics, and my girls are too. They're crazy strong too. They were both gymnasts, competitive gymnasts, and they just have a strong work ethic. They go to the gym every morning, and they can lift some weight. They can, yeah, they're good.
Yeah. That probably might lead on to doing what you doing. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe, and I could see them like doing it later in life. Like I kind of think about, I was kind of blessed in a way that I did this later in life because I was able to have my kids and a family, and financially I was stable enough. I mean, this is a tough sport, like financially too. I mean, you have to have a way to support yourself, and it takes a lot of time. And so if you don't have a good support financially, I think you're going to struggle a little bit in the sport. And I think having a career is important. And bodybuilding to me is just a hobby. Like, I feel like there's so many other things in life. I mean, it's not going to be something I'm going to do forever, but as
Yeah,
long as I still have the passion for it and my body's good and I enjoy it so much, that I feel like I'll just keep doing it until one day, if I don't love it anymore, that's the time when you just start loving something else.
yeah. What I'm gonna ask you a silly question. What makes you have that passion? What is about it that like you
Yeah.
just get up and I don't know if you can explain that.
Yeah, I can explain it. I think there's something very, um, the ability to do something that most people won't or can't do. And I don't say that they can't do it. I think they just don't think they don't want to do it, right? I mean, I think bodybuilding is challenging, and it's something that a lot of people maybe will start a prep or something, but then they don't finish it because it gets too hard or they have to make too many sacrifices. And I think when we do hard things in our life and put ourselves in those situations, it makes you feel like you can almost do anything, right? I mean, I feel like because I've gotten up on a bodybuilding stage and I've competed at a high level, I feel like anything that God puts in my way, like I can do. Like, I feel like it's just been a gift of gratefulness to be able to be physically and healthy, right? And able to do this, but also to have the mental perseverance to get up every single day. Even, I mean, there of course there's days you don't want to, but I feel like if I didn't do it, it would be worse off than, you know what I mean? I just can't imagine not checking my boxes every day. And I guess it just becomes, it is a passion because you know how good you feel when you are true to yourself and true to your plan and true to your goals. And you, instead of giving into what you want now, you think about what you want in the future and how that goal is so important to you that you just want to do everything that is going to lead you down that path. So
Yeah.
I hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I understand, what it's well, I don't know if I could repeat everything what you said, but
Yeah.
when you said goals, I kind of, probably I get the picture, because I think for the average person, it's like I don't know if I would be able to do that, like just get up in the morning and just eat the same food every day, and it's really tough. I mean, the workout may be, I've worked out before, but not at that level of just competing and just even preps and all that stuff, and just a certain time you eat, you got to stay away from that food, eat this food. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. And, just keeping your sanity too, also, because, there's a certain, I forgot like when you go into prep, you kind of,
Yes.
certain foods you have to stay away, and then certain fats or something like that, and then you just, I'm sorry if I can't, but it's a lot. It's a lot, that's all. It's a different world. So
Yeah.
for the average person, they just don't understand it, but it
Yeah,
is.
yeah. And I think when you love the process, and I always talk to people about that, is like you have to, it's not about the goal really, it's just the everyday consistency of enjoying the process. And just, my mantra is always just to be 1% better every single day. I want to be better tomorrow than I was today. And just not only physically, but mentally, and just to be able to continue to build upon that. And I guess for me too, I just never want to stop learning or growing or being better. Like I can't imagine just being like, oh, I'm okay. Like just I'm just being like I don't know how to do that. And maybe that's just a personality thing. Like I just don't know how to just relax and just be happy, content, like without like having something else to work for, you know? So, I don't know, maybe that's just in time I'll feel that, but like I said, I'm always kind of just wanting to keep progressing in somehow. And I mean, it doesn't always have to be physique goals. I mean, it's just always constantly trying to better myself in other ways.
Yeah. And so he says, there's a big difference between motivation and discipline. I hear that. I hear
Yes.
that. Yeah.
There's so much. Yeah, yeah. Because motivation, it wears off, you know, like everyone is motivated. Like I personal train clients and they're so motivated at the beginning. And, you know, when you're trying to help them with their nutrition and things like that, at first they're great, but you know, it's the discipline part where you have to teach them like, hey, you're not going to see results in the first 4 weeks or 8 weeks. It's going to take like 12, 16 weeks to continually be on this path before you can really start to see the changes that you want. And, you know, we live in this culture where everybody wants everything right now. And it's, you know, a quick fix with the GLP-1s now or peptides or, you know, hormone therapy or whatever. I mean, it's just like, let's fix all this other stuff first and get these things in line so we can have a lifestyle that is going to be conducive to what the outcome that you want. You know, it takes time. It takes a lot of
Yeah.
time and practice. You know, the more reps you put in, the more reps you put in saying no to things, the more reps you put into saying yes to things that are good and no to the things that are bad. It gets easier. You know, like when you can say I don't know, like when my kids eat ice cream, like it doesn't even bother me. I don't even think about like wanting it. It's just because I just don't eat. I don't eat it. You know what I mean? So it makes it easy. And people are like, how do you do that? And I'm like, the more you do it, it just it just becomes part of who you are.
Okay. I mean, like, in a way, I kind of understand, but it's like, but wouldn't you want to be motivated to do it, or the discipline? It's the discipline. You're more disciplined because I mean, because you have to have a picture in your mind to be like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. So wouldn't that be motivation? I don't know.
Well, I think it is motivation because you know you're fueled by that motivation, but it's also to knowing that like let's say I don't know, you want to eat some ice cream or whatever. I mean, you'll probably feel worse eating that ice cream. I mean, you might feel good immediately, but you know, after a while, your stomach doesn't feel good. I mean, it's just all those other things kind of kick in. So it's like,
Yeah,
why? Like for me, I I like to feel good. I do. I have a lot of energy, as you can tell. I mean, I like to feel good. It's because I fuel my body good. I sleep good. I, I mean, I eat good. I take care of myself. It's a vicious cycle. So the more you do it, the more you want to keep doing it.
yeah. You look like an easygoing person. Like
Yeah,
yeah,
I
you
try to.
do.
I try to be. I mean, I you know, life is short, you know, and you learn that as you get older, that time keeps getting faster and faster. And the moments you have together, I mean, we just went on a family vacation with my kids, and, you know, I have adult kids, and I don't know how many more family vacations we'll have before my kids get into their own lives and doing things and stuff like that. And you just cherish those moments, you know, because you just don't know on a day-to-day basis what's going to happen. And so I think just living in the moment and being present is so valuable for anybody. And if you can do that, and I think that's what yoga teaches me too, is just that, you know, a lot of people can't do yoga because they can't calm their mind and they can't sit in those poses because, you know, they're too anxious or too whatever. And it's just being able to just like stay grounded, stay present, just be sometimes, you know, it's the world is crazy and you can be crazy too, or you can control the craziness and not let it control you. And I think that's part of what the gym does for me too, you know, it gives you an outlet for all those stresses, you know. I come from a family of addictions and stuff like that, and I I didn't ever want to go down that path, you know, for my family members who did. And, you know, I mean, drugs, alcohol, things like that. I mean, I probably have that type of addiction in my personality, which probably is why I go to the gym. But the outlet I have is my therapy. And I mean, you want to find something that's productive like that, right?
Right. Are you so you're a nutrition coach, right?
I do nutrition coaching, yes.
Okay, okay. All right. So like what kind of like things that would you teach your clients
Yeah.
to kind of eat and not eat and bad habits and
I think for most people, it's finding something that they can do consistently, right? It's not like a short term goal of like dieting and losing all this weight and then regaining it. It's learning their body and how they respond to food, what makes them feel good, what they can do consistently based on their schedule, you know, like if they're a busy mom or working, or how they can learn. Number one is planning ahead. I think teaching people how to plan ahead, prepare their meals at home with their food so they're not always like, you know, not without food and having to eat out or grab food because they're starving. I mean, I tell my kids that at a young age, just like anytime we go like to baseball tournaments or gymnastics meets, we had a whole cooler in our car. There's five of us. We weren't gonna eat out. I mean, I had to pack breakfast, lunch, and dinner for five people. I mean, you just gotta plan ahead and do those kind of things. And I think and finding those foods that people are healthy, but they like, right? You know what I mean? There's like everything in moderation a little bit, but teaching them like most women don't eat enough protein. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'm eating protein." And then you look at what they show me what they're eating and they're like getting like 50 grams of protein in it. And I'm like, that's not a whole lot. You know, they think it is, but it really, it truly isn't. And so when they're hungry at the end of the day is because they haven't even fueled their body. You know, a lot of times it's their meal timing too is like they don't eat breakfast, they don't eat lunch. They've been busy all day with work and kids. They come home and they're making dinner and they end up eating like you know, their kids like whole bag of Cheez-Its or goldfish or something stupid like
yeah,
that. You know what I mean? And it's like because they're starving. And it's like when you teach them the habits of stacking good things, like meal planning, preparation, what they should have in the refrigerator, how to go shopping. I mean, a lot of it is just the small stuff. And then it's just like tracking. A lot of people say, "Oh, I don't need to track my food." I'm like, "Well, how do you know what you're even eating?" Because it's such a learning tool for people when you tell them to track their food, like in an app, like with my Fitness Pal or something like that. They learn how many grams of protein is in 120 grams of chicken breast, you know, it's 30 grams of protein. Like they have no idea, you know, and they're not measuring their food either. You teach them how to measure their food, like especially with like oatmeal or rice or carbohydrates or things like that, because they have no idea like how much like you know, 50 grams of oatmeal is or whatever. And teaching them that, they learn that, oh my gosh, I'm like, oh, way overeating something because they're not measuring it or they had no idea. So a lot of it is just teaching them useful tools, measuring, preparing, um, and listening to your body, right? I mean, signaling. A lot of times women, especially, they're stress eaters, right? Managing their stress and anxiety with food. I mean, a lot of it is like just go for a walk. Like seriously, just if you move your body, and women all the time, I'll say, you know, if you're having these stressful moments and you feel like you need to eat food, just go outside, get some sunshine, go walk around the block, and in 5, 10 minutes, you'll be good. Like your body will realize that it's not hunger you're feeling, it's stress, you know? So finding different ways to handle that, I think is so important. I mean, I grew up as a dancer. I had an eating disorder. I mean, I didn't know how to eat. I mean, we wanted to be skinny all the time, so I didn't eat. I mean, I didn't know. I just wanted to be thin and learning like bodybuilding. That's like one thing my coach had taught me is like, Michelle, you have to feel your body. And once I started doing that, I started taking off. Like I was like, oh my gosh, I feel amazing. You know, once you start eating and fueling your body for performance and wanting to, I don't care about how much I weigh on the scale. I care about how much I can lift in the gym, how much weight I can train with in the gym. I mean, that is motivating to me. I don't really have any emotional ties to when I put my feet on the scale, what it says. I don't care. As long as my performance in the gym is good and my physique is going in the right direction, we're good. The scale doesn't really matter.
Are there women that you teach, like, do they want to follow your footsteps as bodybuilders, or
Oh
they
no.
just
No, no, no,
uh,
no, no. A lot of times
yeah,
like they'll be like, yeah, I want to work with you, but I don't want to look like you. Like they're like, your muscles are a little too big. Like, you know what I'm saying? They they like my physique, but they just don't, you know what I mean? They just want to be smaller, which is
yeah,
fine. I don't take offense to that at all. I really want women just to, like I said, when I'm training them in the gym, a lot of times they have no idea how strong they are. Like they'll always go for like the lighter weight. And I'm like, you can lift heavier than that. You know what I mean? They mentally don't think they can, but just encouraging them to do some heavier sets and really they start to see their body transform and they feel better too, right? When they start to build some muscle and can see the actual transformation. I mean, that's very rewarding for me.
yeah. I want to play some a video clip. It's 3 minutes and 20 seconds long. It's about Jillian Michaels. She's debating with these people. They're like obese, and they're like body positivity activists, and they're
Oh,
challenging her. Like one of them, I seen a little bit of it, but I just want to show you for a bit and see what your thoughts are.
okay.
Both can be true at the same time.
Both can be true,
As in, you could absolutely be making, first of all, gym talk should have nothing to do with eating disorder. So you're right. But it's a separate issue than the claim I'm making.
how is it separate?
Well, okay. So you're saying gym talk oversimplifies trauma and eating disorders, right?
Well,
I agree
not
with
just
you.
gym talk, but just the way that our youth, all of us we are all exposed to that. Like we can't just avoid it. And when
Still
you
a separate
see
issue, though. I'm trying to say that the ways body positivity suggests people deal with body issues and trauma is an oversimplification. And it has to do with things like intuitive eating principles that get misrepresented by influencers.
Okay.
Okay.
I can definitely agree with that.
Well, then, unfortunately,
But I
you and I are so far on the same page.
Well,
here.
no, I think well, the way I see it is that body positivity is actually the bridge between health experts and anybody else, really.
Explain it.
Because I think that if I go to a doctor, it should be empowering for me to talk about my body.
Of course.
However, when I usually speak to a health expert, it's really not. I'm really more just afraid that they're going to speak to me in a way that degrades my body and makes me feel that shame that you've mentioned. Shame is not a motivator. It really turns people away, whereas the body positivity movement teaches people to have the kind of confidence they need to make choices for themselves. When you look at yourself in the mirror and you tell yourself, I'm ugly, I'm fat, I'm gross, I don't deserve to be, alive. Like some people get to that extent, right?
I understand.
When you do that to yourself, that is not going to motivate you to then go make the choices that I think we all know are healthy for us.
Totally agree.
Which doesn't.
Then what's the next step, though, dude?
I think that's what we're here
Just
to,
looking in
to
the
speak
mirror
about.
and
I
saying,
think that's
actually, I'm healed.
So that's not what body positivity. That's not what body positivity is. Body positivity is promoting the healing of said wounds.
How?
By
This
by
is where I'm
finding.
telling you, it's an oversimplification.
It's not though.
Tell me
because
how.
you're because
How
by
is it
telling-
going to heal you?
By telling
looking
people
in the mirror and
by
saying, I
looking
no
in the
longer
mirror
think
and
so.
saying these shameful things to yourself,
Yes.
you already know that it degrades you, and you're not going to want to do the things that most
so then
people.
what comes after deciding not to beat yourself up? We're both on the same
should-
page there. Now
I
get
think
below the tip of your
we're
iceberg.
seeing different perspectives of the same page, right? And that's why I do believe that body positivity is the bridge that we all need.
Tell
in
me
order-
what comes after. The moment you decide you're not going to say that shit in the mirror anymore, then what?
Then I should be able to consult health experts that are also body positive towards my body.
No one's saying not
Instead-
to.
Okay, so tell us who the health experts are that are body positive. Because if I should be able to go to a doctor
define
or
what you want when you say body positivity. What kind of health expert are you looking for? I know a million doctors, and all of them would love to help somebody whether
But what
they're
is help? Is help saying you need to get your ass in the gym, you need to restrict your
you
eating,
tell me
whatever.
what help is for you when you go to that.
Deal with people that kind of make excuses of what body positivity, that have traumas, and like, what was your thoughts on the video that you saw?
Yeah. I think the way I think about it, I don't know if it's right or wrong, just my opinion, is that to change, you have to see yourself as the person you want to be. So, like, when I wanted to be an IFBB pro, you have to take those steps of being a professional before you're even a professional, right? Like, you have to do everything a pro would do in order to get to that level. So I think for anyone who is working through a health phase or an issue of anything, you have to visualize and feel yourself that person that you want to be. And let's say if you're an obese person, you have to believe and start thinking of yourself as that person that you want to see in order to get those changes, because that is what's going to fuel the fire or passion for you, because you're already thinking like that person. So like if I was an obese person, let's say, and I knew I wanted to lose, let's say 50 pounds, the person who I want to be needs to start making the decisions that this person needs to make to lose that weight, right? So I'm no longer thinking like, oh, it's okay to eat, a burger and fries every single night. I mean, I can't think like that anymore. I got to think about what is healthy for me, what is the person who I want to be. And if I can start seeing myself as that person, you're going to start making the actions become your behaviors, right? So you're going to start behaving in that way to lead you on that path. So that's just my thoughts. And that's what I tell people all the time is like, think of the person you want to be, if you have a role model or someone, like what are those actions that get them to that person? And you need to start kind of developing those skills.
Yeah,
That's
I learned. I learned like with the obesity, a lot of them they go through like these traumas and stuff. Like during that discussion, Jillian Michaels was talking to another lady about that she was dealing with a client that they were so addicted to food, and because her mother was a prostitute, was a sex worker, and she was going through a whole lot of stuff, and food was more of a comfort for her. And
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of people that go through that. Like some people, some loved ones that people have, they pass away, and so they get depressed, and they use food as a comfort, and then they just become like they just gain all this weight to a point where they can't move, like maybe like
Yeah.
500 pounds, and yeah, so
Well, like I was saying before, what I tell my clients is that, I mean, in order to make changes, and like let's say it's stress that drives you to eat, you have to identify if like what are the behaviors instead of food. You have to replace that like by, like I said, taking a walk, calling a friend, cleaning your house. I mean, I know when I'm in prep and I'm hungry, I am so busy because I want to do everything to not think about food. Like if I'm hungry, I try to keep myself busy. And that's what people need to do is like realize like you're not just going to sit on the couch and like eat a bag of cookies, right? I mean, you can't do that. Like that's not going to help you at all, but you have to start doing those actions that lead you down the path that you want to be. So
okay. Do you go through like body dysmorphia as a
uh,
bodybuilder?
yeah, of course you do. I think that's why you have to have a coach, especially when you get toward like the last couple, like last month, because your body, when you're flat and your like muscles are, when you're depleted, you look really flat and you look really skinny and your muscles aren't full. And so like all that, like you have to have a coach who has a really good eye to help you through that. But also too, it's really hard because as a bodybuilder, like the levels of leanness we get on stage, that's not normal. And that just becomes like what we think is normal. And it's not. Like you have to realize that being like 6% body fat isn't healthy to live like that all the time. And to realize that, like as you put on some body fat and you're even still like a low body fat, you still feel like you're fat because you went from 6% body fat to like 14% body fat. So now you're feeling like, your clothes feel different, you feel different. But I think mentally, when you understand this process, it gets so much easier because you love all seasons of your body. When you're lean, when you're off season, it just becomes like a journey that you have to understand and love. So I think body dysmorphia is a real thing. And yeah, I think we all go through it.
Do people look at you kind of negative at times? Like, you working out, or do you get bullied? The bully type of thing, bully treatment?
I don't say that. I feel like sometimes people don't really understand. Like, I have a job and I go to a lot of sales meetings and stuff like that. I always pack my own food, and people are like, "What are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? Why are you just eating our lunch or our food or whatever?" And I feel like they just kind of look at me a little weird, but it doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I notice, bodybuilders, they get bullied and stuff, sometimes, I know you probably heard it, you look like a man and yada, yada. I noticed that, fit models get it, on bikini competitors get it, and women bodybuilders, they get it, so it is what it
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn if you
Yeah.
do, damn if you don't, so.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, our validation comes from the man above. Like, as long as at the end of the day, I can look in the mirror and I know that I'm pleasing to God in his eyes and doing everything that is important to him. I don't need validation from anybody else. I mean, I think that is something that is really important to me, that I don't need validation from others, and I want to live on my own path, my own journey, and do what is good for me. So yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, as long as I know that God is, he loves me and knows that I'm doing the right things, then I'm good. I don't really care about anybody else.
No, I mean, I think you head in the right path. You got your health. You got your mental health. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
it
Thank you.
says, yeah, no doubt. Bodybuilding is just much about mental as physical. Then the financial part can affect the mental as well.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah, that's the wise words of all of age George Page. But yeah, I don't want to take you hostage. I really appreciate you
Thank you
stopping
so
by
much.
and
Yeah.
explain your bodybuilding journey. Excuse me. Do you have any plans? I don't know if you shared it this year, or you taking time off, or
Nope, I just started prep. I'm going to do the Chicago Pro Masters. It's July 17th and 18th. So I'm going to do the Chicago Pro, and then I'll go back to the Masters World in Pittsburgh, which is the end of August or the first week of September, I believe. So those are the two shows that I think we're doing this year. We'll see how things go. So yeah, I'm excited, and I just, like I said, I'm going to do the work and trust the process and enjoy every day of it. And because you just never know when your bodybuilding journey is going to come to an end, and inspire as many people along the way as I can, just teaching them that anything is possible. You just got to believe in yourself and just do the work.
yeah. I got somebody here. He's a fellow YouTuber of mine, True Prodigy 27. Shout out to him. He asked a question: how do you restrict yourself from overeating? You know.
Well, during prep, it's, you have your meals planned out, and you just follow the plan. I think a lot of people, like after a show, post show, that's when a lot of people have a lot of problems, like with overeating and stuff like that. And you just got to really realize like that time period after the show is so important to nail your reverse, to stay on plan. I think it's knowing that for me, like food is always going to be there, right? I don't like when you're in a restricted state or caloric deficit, mentally, you just got to be like, yeah, food is always going to be there, right? I mean, you got to learn to be hungry. Being hungry is okay. I mean, we can go without food for a long time. I mean, Jesus did it for 40 days, right? He had no food for 40 days. So I think you can make like a day like of not eating or I think that's the mental aspect that you just have to teach yourself, is that learn to be hungry and learn that you're going to be okay. I mean, it can be at first when you're learning that, like that hunger, I mean, it can be a little miserable and yeah, you can be crabby and stuff. But I think the more you do it, like I said, the more reps you put in and the more time you give yourself for learning how to work through being hungry and to how to overcome that, like that mentally, I think you just get better at it over time. So just keep putting in the reps to do it.
Yeah, I probably got to take that in mind too. So, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
good luck with your shows. I wish you would
Thank
have.
you.
I wish you would have came to New York Pro. Maybe I could see you
Ah, yeah.
perform and stuff. Yeah, that'd have been cool. But you in
Yeah.
Chicago. I don't know Chicago, but yeah. If you ever want to stop by New York, yeah, let me know. Yeah, get a ticket to go to the New York Pro. Check you out. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love that. Maybe someday I will be at the New York Pro. I don't think they have a masters division, do they? I think it's just open women's
I think
physique.
George, you're the best person that he'll know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I
I
know
don't know
they
if I
got.
could.
No, I'm
I just
sorry. Go ahead.
no, I just don't know. I probably wouldn't ever do an open women's
Yeah.
physique show. So I just stay in my lane and do the masters. So yeah, but I could come visit and come to the show with you. That'd be fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I would like
Okay.
that. Yeah,
Okay.
he said no masters at New York, so you know,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Okay. No masters at New York. Thanks, George. Yeah. So yeah, I just have to come and hang out with you guys, or grow bigger muscles so I can do the open women's physique. So
okay, all right. Well, let me leave you alone, and
okay.
yeah. Well, I appreciate you.
Thank you
So
so much. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for tuning in. And any questions you guys have, come visit my Instagram or whatever and message me. I'll be happy to answer.
yeah, I'll put the link in the description. I got you.
Awesome. Awesome.
All right,
Thank you so much. All right.
all right, all
Bye.
right.